Hello, and welcome to Foundations for Algebra, Unit 2B, Lesson 9. Your objective today is that scholars will make predictions about data based on correlations. So we're going to use these correlations to make some predictions. So how can we use the line of best fit? So we have here a graph showing barometric pressure. You have the pressure and the height. So our first question asks, what pressure would you expect at a height of 7,500 meters? Well, in order to figure this out, we're going to have to look at this graph. If I come here, here's 7,000 meters, here's 8,000, about halfway in between. I'm going to go to where would I expect it to be? Well, I would expect a dot for that to be like right about here. To figure out the pressure, all we do is come directly over and say, okay, that would be, let's say, 38. So that would be my answer there. It would be 38 kPa. And then we have another question here. At what height would you expect a pressure of 10 kPa? So now they're giving us the pressure and asking us to find the height. So 10 kPa is right here. So I'm going to come over here and think about where this would be. Okay, well, this looks like it may actually go off of my graph. So, let me move my graph over so you can see it a little better. So, again, I'm going to go 10. Ooh, did not mean to do that, sorry. So, 10 kPa, I come over, and it would be somewhere maybe 12,000. It says it's going to be definitely going to be over here somewhere. 10 kPa, I would expect that line to come down maybe like here, which is probably about 12,000 feet. So that's my answer there. It's just going to be 12,000 meters. That's all we're doing to do this is when they give us one value, we're using it to find the other. So now, let's look at this one. We're being asked a couple questions about it. First question is, what two pieces of data are being compared in the scatter plot? Where can I find those? Well, if you'll notice, we have the title here tells us this is hours studied versus test scores. Well, there's the information. We see our test scores on our y-axis and our hours studied on our x-axis. So here we are comparing hours studied versus compared to test scores. The next question asks us, what do you notice about the general trend? When we talk about general trend, we're talking about, do we see a pattern or a correlation of the data in this scatter plot? When I look at this scatter plot, I notice that the data seems to be moving sort of upward. So if I drew a line, it would just sort of go like this, maybe. Okay, so what type of correlation is that? I see a positive linear, because it looks like I can make a line for it. A positive linear correlation. Which makes sense. The more hours you study, the better your test score is going to be, for the most part. Okay, so now let's look at this. If you were told a student spent half an hour studying, so we're like right here, right? What would you expect the student to get on the test? Okay, so if they spent half an hour studying, that means that we're going to come directly up from here. I'd say they get, what do you think, maybe like a 65? I think maybe a 65%. What information did you use to make this prediction? Well, I started at 0.5 on the x-axis and found the expected y value. And then I found the expected y value. Okay? Not too bad. One more. So we're going to first describe the relationship you see. Remember, describe the relationship is asking, do I see a correlation? If so, what kind? When I look at this data over here, seems like it goes generally up. So I see a positive linear correlation. So positive linear correlation. The next question asks, if you were to guess at the y value that might correspond to an x value of 25. So remember, x is down here. So at an x value of 25 would be right here. What would I say it would be? So I'd come up, and I'd say it'd be maybe like right here. Get it done. I'd say that's probably like 62. Probably like a 62 for the y value. The next question asked me, I'm supposed to guess the x value if I have a y value of 63. So if I have a y value of 63, my x value would be probably like, let's say 26. So that's all you're doing is sort of taking your figure and running it along to figure out where the corresponding points hit. Okay? You could also do it by, of course, making your line of best fit and putting the numbers in for x or y. If you have any questions, come see me in class.